Good day, everyone. We're excited to see you. Excited everywhere you're joining us from. This is the official launch of Navigating with Noel. Finally.
Yes, finally.
Wow.
Thank you very much for joining us today. We are glad to have you here.
Yes. Navigating with Noel. What does it make you feel? Navigating.
Okay, so when I think about navigating, I'm thinking about some sort of movement.
Yes.
Someone leading someone
carefully.
Yeah.
And the word navigate is derived from the sea, the shipping world, where the captain is trying to navigate the ship to safe grounds, and the captain has to take signals from various quarters.
Yes.
But don't worry, we will delve more into this navigating with nothing. Stay tuned, stay with us, don't go anywhere.
Don't go anywhere, yes.
Before we proceed, let's take the national anthem, the Nigerian national anthem. Yeah, come on, guys. Welcome back. Right now, I have with me Mrs. Lucy Noel Abdullahi, the First Lady at NWA.
Hello, everyone. You're most welcome to this official launch of this amazing global community-based mentoring platform called Navigating with Noel.
Amazing.
Pastor Noel, as he's fondly called by his young friends, is a man who is radically passionate about helping young people get to their full potential.
True.
That's what he lived for. That's what he has done all his life. Yeah. Little wonder he's a youth pastor. In our journey in life, or in our journey through life, we all do need someone to hold our hands.
I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on
and lead us on how best to do things. I can tell you that where we are today in life, we have not gotten here all by ourselves alone.
True.
We've had coaches, we've had mentors, we've had people we are accountable to. But most importantly, we have the Holy Spirit. Every once in a while, we all do need to recalibrate our lives. We need to take stock, we need to get feedback, we need to rejig. And it's all premised upon, self-awareness. Do you know yourself? Who are you? What are you capable of doing? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? That talks about self-discovery. And then putting all of this together, we move on to self-mastery, where we are able to maximize every part of our lives to be who God wants us to be. And to make this easier, all of this is actually made easier with the help of a coach or a mentor, as it were. And that is where Navigating with Noel comes in. So let's join hands so that together in this journey of life, we can actually attain the fullness of what God has in stock for you and I. So once again, welcome on this platform. And I tell you, it's going to be an exciting experience that will turn your life around. God bless you.
Amazing. So there's this movie, Queen of Catway. Let's just see some clips from that movie. You would understand fully all that she has said. Mentorship and Navigating with Noel. We'll be right back. Stay tuned. Don't go nowhere.
Young girl, come. Come inside. Come. Are you hungry?
You smell.
Who is that girl? Have you been rolling in mud like a pig?
Go away, smelly girl. This is not your game.
Sit down! Let go! Let go! Next time I'll tear that fat nose right off your head. Who else is brave? Me? I'm not brave.
Hey, a fighter. What is your name?
Fiona.
Welcome. This is a place for fighters. When you first looked at this position, perhaps you thought there was no safe haven for Bishop, but you looked closely. You analyzed the threats, you made a plan, and Bishop found safety, eh? Use your minds. Follow your plans, and you will all find safe squares.
Coach, did that boy let me win?
He did not let you win, Fiona. You defeated him.
How could I win a boy who goes to school here?
You defeated him.
Let me see.
I think it's time for you to meet the best teacher in Kampala. I had no master teachers. These taught me to play. With books, it's like the teacher lives inside the pages and you can visit them whenever you wish. Sarah loves books.
I wish I could take all the knowledge inside here and just put it in my head.
Would you like to know how to read this book?
I'll never be a master. I'll never be good enough. And you know it, Coach. I sell maize, Coach. I sell maize. I know how to do that. But now you see me. See how Jess has disturbed me. I'll never belong to it. And this will never be my place.
Losing does not mean you're a failure. It just takes time, that's all. Stamina, eh? That is the key.
I wish you had never taught me this game.
Fiona. Now, you know my plan is to attack your B5, yes? So you must bring your pawn forward to defend, you see? Fiona, why are you developing over here? Your problem is on B5. Look, I put my pawn on B5, you take my pawn, my knight attacks your queen, we exchange queens, my knight attacks your king, I take your rook.
With respect, Coach, I would not move that way.
You must. You are compelled by my position.
If you come for my knight, I attack your king and take your rook. You see?
You can see 8 moves ahead. You could win at Rabishene. You could be the best in all Uganda. Do you know what that would mean for Katwe? Perhaps one day an international champion.
Coach, why are you shining me?
Me, I'm not shining you. Only champions can see that many variations. What is preventing you from being a grandmaster?
I do not know about being a grandmaster.
Sometimes the place you are used to is not the place you belong. You belong where you believe you belong. Where is that for you, Fiona?
8 moves ahead. Amazing.
Really?
Amazing. Amazing. You know, and this is a girl that when she first came in, dirty, was being bullied by some of the guys. And it took the coach, the mentor, to actually see the gem in her, polish her, take her, and eventually see what she has become. You know,
Exactly.
just from looking at the various things in that film, you can literally see the power of mentoring.
Yeah.
Power of mentorship, and that's what navigating with Noel is all about. You know, it picks you from where you are and then takes you to the fullest of your potential. Ain't that it, Sam?
That is it. So that film, The Queen of Catway, the first day I watched that film, I cried, I cried. And it's one of the things that made me to resolve that I think this is how I love to spend the rest of my life, helping people realize potential. And that's just what you saw there is just the power of coaching. Come as you are. That's what we are saying on NWN. Just come as you are. But won't leave you as you
There
are.
was a point where she wanted to give up. And she was saying she didn't know it was going to be this tough. And it took the coach again to come on, get up, you can do this. And she did it. And you can do it too if you believe.
Exactly.
That's what we're doing at Navigating with
Exactly.
Noel. And for those who do not know, you're wondering, who is this man? Well, okay, so when we say navigating with Noel, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everyone, this is Noel Abdullahi.
Here I am.
Wow.
Here I am.
So, Pastor Noel, tell us, navigating with Noel.
Okay. The last 5 months have not been the best of time. The last 5 months has presented us with a lot of challenges. But it's in challenges that opportunities are hidden. A lot of problems have presented themselves in the last 5 months for countries, for individuals, for companies, for families, for churches, and people are looking for problem solvers. So if you want to be a leader post-COVID, look for a problem and solve. Look for a problem and solve. So I just want to encourage everybody that the best days are yet ahead. We know that challenging times are ahead of us, but I know that if we all come together, like as a community, that's why we made it a community, and leverage on one another's strengths, it will be easier for us to pull through this. If there is a time that we need to come together, it's such a time as this. So it is no surprise that there was no better time to launch our community than such a time as this, that community becomes very essential and a very, very important ingredient for survival in the days ahead. And it's not enough to be a community. We have a lot of things ahead of us. We got to move. We got to move. And guess what? There are a lot of landmines ahead. COVID-19 is almost like a war situation. It took everybody by storm. It took everybody by surprise. A lot of volatility, a lot of uncertainty, a lot of complexities, a lot of ambiguity. These are the things that characterize the pandemic. And a lot of the projections that we all had have all been altered. And so you have to tread carefully in the days ahead. I've received a lot of calls, people losing their jobs, people confused, people that don't even have the virus, but they are infected with what I call the pandemic anxiety. In short, the people that contacted that are even more than the people that contacted the virus. What I call the COVID-19 pandemic anxiety is another kettle of fish. That anxiety was a lot. Many people have not had to, been locked down in their lives. The last 5 months is historical. It's something that would remain in the annals of history. So if God has helped us and we are survivors, having brought us this far, it means that we're going to make it. But what we are saying in Navigating with Noel is don't go alone. Join us. We can make it together. The journey is easier when we do this thing together. You know, I like this songwriter. I say, lean on me. When you are not strong, I will be there. So that's why we are creating Navigating with Noel, a community, an online support system, mentoring that would help you, you know, in those times when you are confused and you don't know the way forward, you don't know what to do. Will help you to, first of all, discover yourself. And when you discover yourself, that is when you locate yourself. And it is when you locate yourself that you can now start on your journey. All right, so that's a lot about the last 5 months and the things that have happened. The next thing I would just like to do again is to introduce myself now in my capacity as the chief coach and founder of Navigating with Noel. Some people know me as a pastor. Some people know me as an entrepreneur. Some people know me as a corporate executive. But I want to tell you that everything, this is where it's all going to. This is the cord that connects everything. And I would just like to go into this by first of all telling us a story of a discussion I had with my father when I was a young man, you know. I was with him one day and he said, God answered my prayer. I said, how? He said, I prayed that my first child should be a medical doctor. Okay, and of course, my eldest brother is a surgeon. And he said, God answered that prayer. He said, I had 2 requests to God. He said, one was for my son to be either a medical doctor or to be an administrator. And I was like, okay, so why did you want your son to be either of these 2 professions? He said, because these 2 professions are positions that can help people. They are positions that can help humanity. Well, I never knew that that thing stuck. It stuck with me. I wanted to read medicine. Eventually, it did not work out. But I never knew that there was another creative way that God had designed that I should help people. And today, we have Navigating with Noel, which has given me a platform to be able to help people, to be able to help people realize potential, to be able to take people from where they are to where they want to be able to take people from where they are to being their best. And this has been an overriding passion in my life. So today, as we speak on Navigating with Noel, this is one answer to my father's prayer. One of his sons actually has become a helper of men. Describing Noel in one word: 1, I'm a helper. Noel is a helper. Okay, what do you want now?
2 words.
You want me in 2 words? Okay. Noel is a socializing helper.
Wow.
You want more?
Let's try 3 words.
Let's go for 3. Okay. In 3 words, Noel is an enterprising, socializing helper. If you want to be able to describe yourself like this, come on, just join the link, register now. By training, I tell you, you'll be able to describe yourself in 1 word, in 2 words, in 3 words. That means you will have the depth of understanding of who you are. And that's the first point of call in realizing potential. The first point of call is for you to know who you are. When you know who you are, then you can lead yourself. Now, when you can lead yourself, that's not the end of potential. The greatest potential is when you can now lead others. And this is intricately connected to the design of man. Man was created to dominate. You cannot dominate alone by yourself. You dominate through influencing others. Okay? So that's me, Noel, the founder of Navigating with Noel. And when you join my community, you become one of our mentees or one of our proteges. These are some of the first basics you are going to do. Okay, you will do personality tests. Yeah. You will do career tests. Okay. You will do work value tests. Wow. By the time you add it up all together, these things are just basic. These things are to tell you where you are. They are not your potential. Okay. They are just to tell you, okay, they help us to locate you at your basic level. Okay. So it's when we know where your basic level is, then we'll now know what to work upon and push you to where you want to be. Yeah. Experience in mentoring people, right? In the last 20 years or so, I have had experience in mentoring people, and I've seen the good, the bad, and the ugly in mentoring. I have cried in the job of mentoring people. I have felt betrayed in the job of mentoring people. So I see a lot of people saying they want to be coaches, they want to be mentors. If you really know what it is, it has its good side, it has its ugly side, it has its bad side. So in 20 years, I have seen all this put together. So it is this experience that I'm putting together alongside other coaching skills. Listening, all those ones you go to learn, listening. There are some is only by experience. There are a lot of coaching platforms. You just go, you get certification, you just go through the rudiments, but they cannot replace experience. So my strong point is the experience I have had in dealing with people over time. And those of us, especially young people, and those of us who know the Bible very well, experience works patience. You cannot mentor without patience, because it takes patience for people to change. So I'm putting all those experiences together along with other coaching skills, listening, giving feedback, etc., to do something better and something more structured in NWN. There is a burden, NWN is a burden. And this burden is not just my burden. I think it's our burden. And I will explain why I said it's our burden. I've interacted with parents over time as a youth pastor, and I see frustrations that parents are having with communicating virtues and principles and things that hard work and the things that they did to get them to where they are to their children, and they see that the children just throw these things out as trash. And many of them some are grieving, some are sad, some like, what do we do? What do these children want? Where are these ones coming from? I mean, I say, Pastor, no, I'll see your children, though. I've had mothers come, look, I just finished wrestling with this boy in order to get him to church and all that kind of stuff. So these are challenges that I have seen, and there seem to be a kind of generation gap. I've also seen youths too frustrated with their parents. It's like these people are just old school. They don't understand anything that is going on in the world. So I've been at the center of all these things. I've seen where the gaps are. And especially our millennials. I see, to understand millennials is another dimension. Even companies are actually almost like, how do we handle these guys? Where somebody can, somebody is just looking for, all these things people talk about hard work, it's not in the millennials dictionary. Somebody wants to work and have his earphone in his ear and do the work, and you are like, somebody comes and says, how can you be working and having earphones in your ear? So even organizations, the millennials have become a challenge, but they are my people. They are my friends. And at least with interaction with them, we are actually putting something together to ensure that we try to cover this gap. These are the interventions that we are bringing in Navigating with Noel. So if you are a parent, you are frustrated, get your word to register on Navigating with Noel. And if you are a young man and you are frustrated with your parents, register now on Navigating with Noel. Okay? So we are hoping that this intervention will help to actually close some of these gaps. And that's actually what part of the things that has stirred my burden, because when you see something you think you see something that seems as if, is it that there's nothing that can be done about it? Well, there is always something that can be done about it. Unusual times require unusual solutions, and God raised unusual people. So, and somebody will ask, okay, how are we going to do this? Hey, Pastor Noel, look what you are saying is like, this mountain, how are you going to move it? How are you going to move it? Well, I've been in the trenches. I've got my hands dirty. Yeah, I've been there. So We have everything marshaled out. We have a framework. We have our objectives very clear. We have a roadmap. We have designed curriculums that will help to communicate all the vision of the organization. And also we have resource persons, solid resource persons, our training advisors that will help us to develop content that will be relevant and will help in reshaping the minds of both the millennials and their and all of us in readiness for the world that we live in. So the platform will serve as a compass towards realizing potential through personal leadership, which will be anchored on 3 pillars: learning, accountability, and networking. Now, if you go to the website, there's an app there. That app is part of the technologies that will help us in deploying this solution, because we believe that mentoring cannot be complete until there is accountability. Whatever you cannot measure, you cannot improve. So we want to track. We want to track. This guy signed up for a mentoring program. How has he been able to keep up to all the schedules with his mentor? How is he able to follow through on things like commitment? How is he able to follow through? So those are the things we are going to do, and with that, we'll continue to give you feedback, and we'll continue to push you for you to be able to overcome your what we call potential limiters. There are things, yes, we are all born with some limitations. We are all born with blind spots. So we call them potential limiters because those limitations are not supposed to be permanent. Those limitations are actually things that you can work on in the 3 domains that God has made man: in your spirit, your soul, and your body. Using from the mind, you can achieve some level. Then there are some levels that you achieve by the spirit. And we have people that the program covers these 3 dimensions, because we will be using what they call the total man concepts. It's holistic development. So our goal is not just to develop IQ. Our goal is to develop the total man. So what we are doing is a complement to what is already being done by religious organizations, by mosques, by churches. All these people want to impart virtues, and schools, the educational system, they want to imbibe virtues and values, to children and to the words that are, the people that they influence, but it's such a big challenge, because in those days, the key influencers were teachers. But in today, social media is like a key influencer. Yes, social media is a key influencer. In those days, people looked up to their teachers. They want to be like their teachers. But the equation has changed. The battlefield has changed. So we have looked at all these things. We have seen all the limitations of things that we have used in the past that worked but are no longer working. I was telling my child's teacher today, I said one of the things we'll be doing on this platform is to actually make young people see the value of education, is to enable, because if they don't see the value, you yourself, you as a teacher, you'll be frustrated because they don't see the value in what you are doing. They don't give you the respect that they ought to and all that. So those are some of the things that we'll be doing, on navigating with Noel. So that's part of the how, all right? We also have the resources. So navigating with Noel is the mentoring platform, like I've said earlier, to complement other things that are existing. Okay, so that's really the rule. And then we'll be leveraging on technology to facilitate these concepts. All right, so that we live in a mobile world. That's why we develop an application, which is we just have what we call an MVP, the minimum viable product. Now, that application, we are hoping that we are going to scale it up within the next 6 months, so that as long as our mentees have a mobile phone, getting in touch with the mentor is just like this. It's just a touch, because we discover that people need to talk more, and they need people to listen to them more. One of the challenges of the millennials is that people are not listening to them. People don't understand their language. So we have our coaches who also have worked with me. Most of the people, my team, are people that have worked with me over the years, some as long as 15 years, some as long as 20 years. And we're going to leverage on these resources to ensure that, the potential of the mentees on our platform is realized. So So this is part of the how, and also my background, as a youth worker for over 2 decades. Yeah. So I have the experience, like I said earlier on, and I also have a diverse team of coaches. I have coaches, I have lead coaches, and we even have grandmasters, which will be unveiling in the days to come. And all these people are part of my network, and they have signed up to support this initiative. So we are fully backed. We are fully backed, and we know that this is a dream come true, and the reality is upon us today. So another very, very wonderful resource we have are those of you that are online. You are part of the resources that is going to make this initiative work. You are part of the resources that will take this initiative to a global level. The unveiling today is too small, but the whole of June we will be unveiling it in bits, small. You know how when you people go to marry and you want to unveil your bride, there's no need for you to rush. Just gently, to be sure. So we'll be unveiling gradually. So that will be going on for the whole month of June. That's why you need to connect with us on all our social media platforms so that you don't miss any of the action. All right, so I think I've said enough already, and I think I just want to use this opportunity to thank all those that have worked with us growing up, my fathers, Pastor Afolabi, Pastor Daly, Pastor Tokes, Pastor Andrew, the people that raised me, in my local assembly, my active and passive mentors. I have the likes of Adiolo Akinyemi, and so the likes of them, I can't name them all. Segment mentors, people who are mentoring me in different segments of my life. Right now, I'm still on a mentoring program, even in my office. Yes, there is no way you can realize potential in anything you do without mentoring. So mentoring has worked for me, and it's because it has worked for me, I want to tell the whole world, look, it can also work for you. And because I've gone through it, I know how to be able to also deploy it effectively too. So these people have helped me to get this far. Like my wife said earlier on, I have not gotten this far by myself. I know they are preaching social distancing and all kinds of things. You can't make it alone. And that's one message I want to give the millennials. There is a tendency for them to always want to be alone, to be by themselves. No, that's not how life was designed to be. We are supposed to leverage on one another. We are supposed to hold ourselves hand in hand. So I just want to thank all those that have contributed one way or the other, brought me to where I am today. I came from a very wonderful family, the Abdullahis, a wonderful set of people, very supportive, always there for me. And I'm actually the baby of the house, so they love me so much, and I love them too. I also want to thank my wife for the care and the support, the most beautiful woman in the world, and my kids too, my friends and families, all of you that have joined in, I love you all. So please stay hooked up as this unveiling continues. Yeah.
Okay, that was lovely. So right now, just he has said a whole lot. What you just need to do is just log in immediately and then enter into the platform. Just sign up immediately, join the social media handles, get the site, and just log in and put in your details and subscribe immediately. Share this with your friends, tell your neighbors, tell the kids around you. Every young person you know, navigating with Noel is here for them. Right now, we'll quickly take a short message from one of our coaches, one of our lead coaches, and who is also a member of the board of trustees for navigating with Noel. Let's quickly hear from Diolu Akinyemi.
Hello out there, my name is Adeolu Akinyemi, and I want to talk to you very quickly about navigating with Noel. I've known Noel Abdullahi for several years. I've seen his passion for young people, his passion for their excellence, his passion for their development, his passion for them to live according to purpose, and I'm so excited to be a part of navigating with Noel. I want to endorse this project and tell you that this is the best place for you to be in. Log in, sign up, participate towards your excellence. Thank you very much. God bless.
It's time for us to take the objectives, the mission and vision of navigating with Noel, right?
Yes, and Priscilla will be joining us on Zoom.
So we'll hook up with Priscilla. She's not here right now, but she's with us on Zoom. So Priscilla, over to you. Give us the objectives, mission and vision of navigating with Noel.
It's a pleasure joining you here on this platform today, and it's a day we've all been looking forward to, and it's a great privilege to be here. Thank you so much for the opportunity. So I'll be taking the Navigating with Noel objectives, and number one, topmost on the list is to inspire and align members of this network towards being the best they can possibly be in every facet of life. This is a very strong one, and if we've been following this from the very beginning, we will understand that this is just more or less the basis of everything Pastor already said. And pursuant to this would be looking at opportunities of expanding the best in you, not just like where you're coming from, but we watched the video, The Queen of Catway. You know, she was like a dirty pig, and you know, she was smelling. The other kids were laughing at her, but the coach saw something in her and said, "Oh wow, you're a fighter. You're welcome. We want fighters here." And you know, that is the same thing we are saying here. Everyone is welcome on this platform, irrespective of where you're coming from. And I would briefly share my own story, how I met Pastor Noel. Yes, he's a pastor at TCBC, and I met him at the TCBC Eagles Youth Camp. But then, you know, I just knew him from afar until that was 2009, yeah, thereabout. And then I was around in church. It was my Sunday school teacher then, and it was just the opportunity I needed, you know, to get to know him. And from then, he just took interest in me, and I could say he has fulfilled this. This is my life. Like, Pastor Noel has been able to inspire and align me to being the best that I can possibly be. And I'm still striving forward even in this. So that's why, and not just me, you can see Sister Yvonne at the backstage. She's also a beneficiary, and many, many of us that you will still be coming across on the network. And secondly is to create platforms where members can, through learning, accountability, and networking, identify and utilize their core competences to experience the realities of being a balanced total man. So when we talk about a total man, many of us would be conversant with the concept of a total man, and which has to do with spirit, body, and soul of a man, which has to do with helping men to be the best they can possibly be in spirit, in soul, and even in body. Just like Romans 12:11 said something, Apostle Paul was writing, he said, do not be slothful in business, but be fervent in spirit and serving the Lord. I see that as a key concept also to the total man. You're fervent in the spirit spiritually. You're not using that as an excuse not to be the best in your academics as an undergraduate. You're not using that as an opportunity to be a mediocre at your place of work. So all these things are what we are set to achieve, and we have a lot of tools that have been put in place to achieve those things. Majorly, we'll be using Equilibra, which will help, because if you do not know yourself, there's no way you'll be able to know how to bring out your core competencies. There's no how you'll be able to experience the realities of being a total man. The journey begins with you recognizing yourself. Thirdly, Navigating with Noel Network seeks to ignite and develop the spirit of excellence in youth and adults, freeing them to walk in the freedom of their callings and purposes. Just like I said before, it is about nurturing the spirit of excellence that is in you. It is not just the spirit of excellence in school as an undergrad or at your place of work as an employee, but also in every facet of your life, 100%, in your academics, in your business, in your spiritual life, in your social life. So these are the things we are looking to. And even more importantly, the fourth one says, creating content that are rich in information, educating and inspiring enough to spur millennials into creativity and dexterity in their various callings. Many of us on these platforms, even though it is not just for Christians, it is for everybody, every youth, and every young adult, every teenager. We will probably be conversant with the story of Daniel in Daniel chapter 1, and the king, had specific requirements for the kind of children he wanted to serve him in his palace. And that spirit of excellence was upon Daniel and also upon all the three Hebrew children that were his friends. And that is what NWN will be doing. We'll be helping you to bring out this part of you, to identify these core competencies and to be able to develop those things to be the best. Yes, sometimes you might think we are the best, but I tell you, there's always a better part, and then even to the ultimate best part that we can possibly be. And that is why we are here. Pastor keeps saying you're here to realize not just your potentials, but your full potentials. And keep your ends crossed even at that. Also, our medium of interfacing with you will be majorly through the social media and through the website. All the handles will still be scrolled as time goes on so that we can have acute access to them. And we will be teaching us to be creative. Pastor said already in his words, it's not just that you'll be a mentee for life. It is equipping you also to eventually become a mentor on this platform and beyond in your own terrain as well. And number 5 is lending the voice of truth on all social media platforms, targeted at correcting societal errors, fallacies, and decay. We have observed that a lot of things are going on Instagram. It's all about nudity these days. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and all the likes of our social media networks. And that is why Navigating with Noel is coming, fully ready to be able to lend the voice of truth when they tell you, oh, this is a story, and then you are able to say no. This is the right thing. This is the correct angle to this story. And we just want to present to the public an option, of the truth. You say, this is the truth. Just like the Bible makes us understand that what you shall know the truth and it shall set you free. And we do not just want to set the hearers free, but those people also to send their network, their area of influence, to be able to set them free and to be able to walk in the knowledge of truth. So you'll be seeing us. We are not like, we won't be like, okay, I wouldn't want to mention names of people that really talk about, they're known as gossiping networks and gossiping platforms. No, we are not. We are here to correct those things and put the right measure to it and to project the correct thoughts even to the public. And number 6 is modeling dissent and enriching media, youth, and adult engagement. And 7 is creating godly platforms for coaching and mentoring youth, raising them to be God-fearing leaders, possessing the strengths of dignity and character, challenging status quo towards breaking new grounds, and ultimately attaining heights beyond less. And last but not the least is raising dependable, most sought after youth as models in the marketplace, in politics, in church, and in every sphere of society. And we look forward to having you. We look forward to doing business with you for free at no cost. And thank you so much for being here.
Okay, thank you very much, Priscilla. That was exhaustive, covered all the grounds. Nothing was missing. So right now we'll take a message from one of our coaches.
Our lead coaches and training advisor.
Okay.
Mrs.
Adedunu Oba.
Hello everyone, my name is Adedunu Oba, founder and executive consultant with Simply Unforgettable. I have known Noel Abdullahi for about 20 years now, and I am so proud of the man that he has become as we have grown through the ranks together. And I have absolute pleasure in recommending to everyone who has a passion and a vision for growing yourselves, developing, and moving from where you are right now to where you want to be. You really want to join the group called Navigating with Noel. Over the last 20 years, I have seen this gentleman basically grow himself through study, through practice, through learning from mentors, through finding opportunities to develop, whether they were challenging opportunities or whether they were positive experiences. And these are all the experiences that he has put together to set up this organization called Navigating with Noel. And I'm strongly inviting everyone to take advantage of the opportunity to join this movement, get in touch with a group of mentors, group of coaches, a bank of resources that can provide you with a network, opportunities and tools to grow yourselves. In fact, one of the things that you will find out sometimes is that we're unable to grow because we do not understand where we are today. One of the first things you will learn when you join Navigating with Noel is understanding your current situation and then being able to navigate towards where you want to be. So, ladies and gentlemen, regardless of how old you are, between the ages of developing professional right up to semi-developed, this is a great opportunity that you want to take advantage of. Remember, it's Navigating with Noel, and Noel Abdullahi is in charge of this, and I could not think of anyone better that I would recommend to do this. Thank you. God bless you.
So right now I'm joined with Miss Yvonne, and it's still Navigating with Noel.
Of course it is.
So Yvonne will be telling us about publicity and the social media modus operandi for Navigating with Noel. Yeah, Yvonne?
Yeah, thank you so much. It's good to be here, and it's such a privilege to serve. Pastor Noel has been my mentor for a decade, and I'm so honored to be on this platform. Like he has said, and we all know, the objectives of the platform is to grow, to learn, and to connect, to network with each other. And we want to do this on a very larger scale because we know that we want to reach a wide number of persons. We don't want to just limit it to Nigeria alone.
True.
We want to reach the whole world if possible. And we can only do that by engaging on our social media platforms, which we have set up, and we will be dishing out contents, webinars, discussions will be ongoing, and various enriching insights on that platform. We also want everyone to please participate. Please join us on these platforms if you haven't signed up yet. You need to sign up. We are on Facebook, we are on Twitter, we are on Instagram, and we're on YouTube. Please subscribe to our YouTube channels because we will be providing you with enriching content that will benefit you for your growth, for your learning process, and for your development. We are grateful for this opportunity, and we want everyone to please plug in. We will be having live webinars also monthly, but before we will announce ahead so that you can plan your schedule, of course. It promises to be a very exciting time on social media. So I want you all to participate, invite your friends, like our post, comment on our post, tag your friends also, and share.
You're free to share.
You are free to share. And we know that it's going to be a very good place to network. We want you to also invite your friends to join us on the Navigating with Noel's website. If you have any comments, if you have any requests, if you want to make any inquiries, you can always visit the website and get feedbacks immediately. So,
okay, thank you very much, Miss Yvonne.
Thank you.
Right now, we'll be taking another video message from the Grand Master. Okay, so we'll take a message from Pastor Afolabi Oladele.
Usually it's difficult to begin to trace where you met people who have grown on you. And that's the story with Noel. I believe it's about 2 decades ago, Pastor Dele, associate pastor, who God has given a ministry to the youth, introduced two young men to me. Two young men that he had touched their lives while they were students at the University of Ahmadu Bello in Zaria. Noel's story is what I'm emphasizing today, and I want to just take one particular example along the line that probably illustrates the things that you should be focusing on in this adventure of navigating with Noel. I had asked Noel to join me in a ministration that I was doing in Benin in Edo State. And one of the nights, he had questions, and God gave me the grace to open up to him in showing him the number of things that he needed to pay attention to: managing finances, creating a stable home, and being ready to be used of God when it comes to being able to stand and depending on God for everything that it's going to take, because the journey of ministry is not one that you get into without being guided by God. I have had hundreds of people to minister to, even in our local assembly, but I can count on my fingers the few of them that have had one-to-one interaction with me as Noel did, and have followed through on counsel that they were given. And those few, Noel being amongst them, have the things to show for hearing, for listening, for sticking to. It's in this regard that I want to touch on three key points that all of you who are going to be part of this journey in navigating with Noel, that you need to take into consideration. You cannot take the people to where you've never gone before. Except that Moses, despite his military prowess, his glory as a prince in waiting in Egypt, if he had not gone to Horeb before, he could not have taken the children of Israel. You can only take the people to where you have been. And in navigating with Noel, you are following one who has gone someplace that he has been before. The second part is the power of relationship. Daniel, for all his wisdom, for the excellent spirit that he had, God demonstrated the power of relationship, the right relationship, the encouragement that comes, the support that you need in the relationships that you have. And thirdly, probably most important, is that grace to be able to follow through, patiently waiting to see God work for you. I'm doing a series currently on be still and go forward. That was the commandment that God gave to the children of Israel by Moses and by himself when Pharaoh was pursuing them, and right in front of them they had the sea. Fear struck them. And I can see the same thing replaying in the lives of many of our young people today. Satan has chosen to unleash terrible spirits, peer pressure, competition, drugs. These formidable things that Satan has unleashed on one hand, and then before them, the fear of what's my tomorrow going to be like. In going on navigating with Noel, there are things you will learn in your life, not just from him, but from all the contacts that he brings you into. If you will listen, if you will stay fast, and if you will follow. The same God that took Israel across that Red Sea, he will take you across the challenges that you have as you navigate with Noel. God bless you.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, I welcome us to this platform, Navigating with Noel. Well, it's good to follow those who know the way. And I'm just recommending this for all mentoring. This is the way to go. Navigate with Noel. God bless you.
So tell us, call to action. Let's have, how do people join in, and then, let's let them salivate a little.
All right. So Google form will be on our website.
Okay.
You can click on our website, www.navigatingwithnoel.com. A Google form will be there for you to fill. And we also have prizes for those who invite at least 20 people.
Whoa.
So if you invite 20 people in the month of June, you get a free t-shirt. Yes.
Okay.
You get a free t-shirt. And we'll keep doing this regularly, but for the month of June, please invite as many persons as you can.
Okay.
20 persons for the
minimum,
month of June.
right?
Minimum.
Yeah. So if you can invite 20 persons, don't just invite them. Ensure they sign up,
register, and they join the community.
Yes, and then you get a free T-shirt from Navigating with Noel.
Exactly.
Ain't that amazing?
Very wonderful.
Okay, wow.
Thank you.
So, Navigating with Noel. That's just so right now. That's it.
Wow.
But we'll have a first lady come up again and give us the closing remarks and say thank you to everyone. Let's have.
All right. So thank you all so very much for staying through with us on this official launch. And we appreciate all of you for your time, for staying through. Those watching live and those that would connect with this, either watching the replay or see this video later. Now, you remember when the chief coach, in his speech, he said the unveiling continues for the rest of June.
Yeah.
So you don't want to miss any part of it. So right now, I'm sure you are logging in right now to www.navigatingwithnoel.com, and you're filling the Google form right now as I'm speaking with you. Go right on and register, invite your friends, and sign up for the mentorship program with Navigating with Noel, and you can be sure that your life will be the better for it. So once again, thank you all for staying with us, and we hope to go with you on this journey, and we would get to be the best that God wants us all to be. Thank you, and stay blessed.
Amazing.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everyone. My name is David Okuta, and it's been nice having you on here tonight. Bye.
Bye-bye.